Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Kaiju number 8, chapter 29. That's right, I announced last week that I'd be starting a Kaiju number 8 review series, so here we are now. Before we get into this week's review, I of course have to mention my subscriber goal for 2021, hitting 5,000 by the end of the year. So if you already watch my videos and enjoy them and you're not subscribed, or this is the first time you're watching one of my videos and you end up liking it, you might as well subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and help me reach that goal. The other thing, of course, is my Patreon. I have a link to that in the description if you want to help support me and the channel directly. If you join that, you'll get a shout out, and if you join the $5 tier, you'll get access to solo leveling and omniscient reader reviews. So if you're interested in that, link in the description. With that out of the way, let's get on with the review. First thing off the bat, this is a really good chapter, mostly because it focuses on Hoshina, and I have to say probably Hoshina is my favorite character so far. He does the awesome anime sword bullshit that is, no matter who does it, in what series, it's always the coolest thing ever, and he's that character in Kaiju number 8, so how can he not be my favorite? Whoever would have thought that a guy with this haircut would be the biggest badass in the whole series? Well, one of the biggest badasses. So I think I mentioned when I started doing Black Clover reviews that I'm like, damn, I started my review series on a chapter that I don't have much to say about, or, you know, wasn't a super remarkable chapter. Not the case here. This is a great chapter, where we basically just get to see Hoshina try and do his thing. I'd say probably the most interesting thing about this chapter is finding out about Hoshino's backstory, at least a little bit of it. He's already mentioned that he is not great against large-sized kaiju, but against small and medium-sized kaiju, nobody's better than him. So he's already in a situation that he's not compatible with. Odds are against him, and he's still doing his best to try and hold down the fort for as long as he can, and he does a really awesome job. And a lot of this chapter, we pretty much see Hoshina's family and a lot of other people telling him that although it's undeniable the guy is a prodigy, he is incredible at swordsmanship, but the age of blades, the era of blades, is long over. This is not a time period where you can go around with swords and actually be an effective soldier. We have guns, and monsters are bigger than skyscrapers now. So it's not going to work. Although you may be great at swordsmanship, that's not going to help you if you join the defense force. And he was pretty much told this his entire life. Going into the defense force, he was told this until a certain someone acknowledged how valuable his skills would be to the defense force, and that was Mina, of course, the best girl. She recognized his talent and his value, and for that, you know, the guy feels, you know, like he's got to repay her and he's got to do his job for that. So he does. He fights to the bitter end, even though he knows that he can't beat this gigantic... He doesn't have a name yet. I don't know if I want to call him, like, Pterodactyl Man or something. I have a feeling they're going to call him, like, Kaiju number 10, because it seems like all of the numbered Kaiju are these humanoid ones, or at least they're ones that have, like, these ridiculously high ratings like number 8 and number 9 do. So it's probably safe to assume that this one's going to be number 10. But he can't beat this thing. It's way too much for him. And even though he does try his best, it doesn't work out in the end. However, Hoshina already knows that he can't beat this thing. And he wasn't trying to beat him. He was just trying to keep it preoccupied until Mina could show up. So she blows basically the whole left side off of this thing. She's here to defend her base, to defeat this thing, and that's where the chapter ends off. So, really, just an outstanding chapter. I mean, the few times, really, this is basically only the second time we get to see Hoshina in action. It's just, you know, he's one of those characters, he's very clearly one of those characters. Whenever he does something, it's just like, holy shit, this is awesome. This is one of the best things I've ever seen, ever. Or maybe not ever, but, you know, it's awesome. Once again, you know, the anime swordsmanship is just always the coolest. But now we're going to get to see Mina do her thing. We already know when it comes to big kaiju and long range, my goodness, is she a force of nature. She's the best. So we're going to have to see if Mina is going to be the one to take down this Kaiju number 10, I guess. I'm just going to start calling him that now. So we're going to see if Mina is going to be all it takes to take down number 10, or if Hibino is going to have to step in, or if the rest of the Defense Force squad is going to have to try and help her. We don't know yet. But I'm certainly very excited to see how this arc is probably wrapping up in the next few chapters. So yeah, I'm very excited to see that. And with that, that's all I have to say for this week's review. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I'll be doing Kaiju number 8 reviews every week. You know, every week a chapter comes out. If you enjoy other series such as Record of Ragnarok, Jujutsu Kaisen, Kengan Omega, and Black Clover, I do videos in those series as well, so if you're interested in those, you should definitely check out my channel. If you enjoyed discussing Kaiju number 8 with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to that in the description. Of course, since it's the end of the video, it's time to give a shout out to my patrons. Archbears, CJ2K, The One Thread, Neo, Solo Warrior, Tyree Simmons, Dijon Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, Zach Rowitz, and Kagayod. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. And if any of you guys who aren't members want to get a shout out, you can of course go check out my Patreon, link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.